Good evening and welcome to the AMC Livecast, everybody. How y'all doing? It's Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw, and my co-host.
Jason from Klein Race Car Designs.
And as you guys know, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, Mr. Bruce, our awesome producer. Drum roll, please.
Greetings, Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic World.
Well, we have got a awesome show for y'all tonight. You guys may have remembered back in November, we quickly put up a thing where we were going to have Joelle on, and then unfortunately life got in the way and we had to switch it around. But we got Joelle coming up today for our awesome guest. But before we get into that, we'd like to do a little social media shout out, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Who wants to go first? Bruce, you know what? We ask that question all the time. You're in control of the side screen. So let's see who goes first. I bet I know.
So tonight we're going to try something a little different. Instead of showing shop cards, we're going to try to present the channel webpage or YouTube page. I'm sorry. Same thing.
Yep.
So it's going to take just a little bit to go to each one. So please bear with us because StreamYard will not let me do them consecutively. It's just weird. Why not? Take a note, well, StreamYard.
Let's see who goes first. I'm curious to see, although I think I know because I've put him on the spot too many times.
Well, let's just see what's going to happen. Yep, you're right. There you go.
Oh, there it is. That's right. We're going to give Scott from Twisted Plastic Fanatic a shot. Blah, 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 blah. Use your words, Michael. Sounds like one of my videos. I'm tripping over my tongue here. We're going to give Scott or Boz from Twisted Plastic Fanatics a shout out. He's been doing some really, really cool work over there. If you guys don't have him subbed, go check him out and tell him the gang from AMC sent you over. And but definitely check out what he's got going on, man. Twisted Plastic Fanatic.
Awesome.
Okay, now next one. This is so cumbersome.
We'll get it for you.
We'll let Jason go next. How's that?
Sounds good.
There we go.
All right. So tonight, my shout out goes to my buddy Shane over here. He's got a really cool site, 180 Out Hobbies. I love his videos. He's also a good member of the Coast to Coast Model Club. So I've kind of gotten to chat with Shane here in the last month or so. His builds are really cool. He's got some cool 55s that he's doing as well. But I just love his name the best, the 180 Out. That was always the thing when you were young and you're putting your first car together. Every time you pop the distributor in, you were 180 out, baby.
Facts.
That's a fact.
Well, that's cool, man. I just subbed him from your when you started talking about him. I went in there and gave him a sub. I didn't have him, so that's cool to have him on board now.
Yeah, let's get him up there, guys.
All right, Bruce, your turn.
I guess we know who's last.
We always save the best for last.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to give David at DK Scales Auto Workshop. I can't talk Mike Dag on it. A shout out. I know we gave him a shout out here a while back. At that time, I found him. He had about 110 subscribers. He's up to 654. So let's get him some more.
Yeah, he's growing fast.
Yeah, he's doing some cool
stuff. He's growing fast.
He's
got a lot of great content. And he's in Jason's group build.
Yep.
So
nice. He's in the.
So he does a lot of great work out there. So that's what we have today.
Well, awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for that new way of doing it, Bruce. We're really digging it, and I'm sure we'll all get it figured out. And it'll run a little smoother, but
it's a little cumbersome because I got to do it one at a time. I've searched the world over, and I can't find the way to do it any better.
That's all good. We'll get it. Yeah, we'll work on it. Keep it going. Hey, new year, new things, right?
New problems.
Well,
new problems.
Speaking of new year and new things, we kind of touched on it a little bit at the beginning, but we are super excited to have our guest in tonight, Joelle from Iceman
Yep.
Collections. We, like I said, back in November, life got in the way. We were going to have him then, but like I told him when we rescheduled, he will be the first guest on this year or for the spotlight anyway.
Yep.
And we're excited. That's the best way to start the new year is with our good friend Iceman, Joelle from Iceman Collections. Bruce, you want to
Absolutely.
run that beautiful bean footage and then bring him forward?
There
Welcome
he
to the show, Joelle. Finally, we got you here.
I'm
Welcome,
here.
welcome.
I'm here. Better late than never, man. Thanks for having me,
Right, better
guys.
late than never. Like I was saying earlier, we got the best guy to start off the new year with. What a
Oh,
great,
thank you. It's too
We
much.
appreciate
Thank you.
definitely we all definitely support your products, and we're so interested into digging into learning a little bit more about you. But I guess first thing we can do is, who are you? How'd you get started? Let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's do that. So, you guys, the majority of folks out in the community know me as Iceman from Iceman Collections. I'm Joelle. I've been running this shop for about 6 years, I want to say, more or less. I've been building since the mid 90s,
Okay.
on and off for a while, So, you all know how it is. You're young, you start building, and you find a hobby, and then high school gets in the way, girls, life, kids.
Here it comes. I say
Um,
it every time. The T's and the T's.
there you go. Yeah. So all that happened, some time went by. I did leave the hobby behind for a little bit. But then my son, he turned around 13, 14. Then I was like, you know what? Let's find something to do together. So came back into the hobby. We did it a couple of years, and then kind of same thing for him. He hit high school. He was all like, I'm out. I've got video games. I've got girls to call. I've got other things to do. And then I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying myself. I like, the idea of just relieving some stress, and I stuck with it. So I've been building since then again, all in. Fast forward to COVID times. That's when the 3D printers, started becoming popular. Those bright blue photon printers that Anycubic had, got one of those. Initially, I actually started printing parts so that I could resin cast them. That's how it started. And then, start posting them on the gram, start posting them on Facebook, on MySpace. No, just kidding. I'm aging myself, not on MySpace, but on the social medias. And, you start seeing a lot of folks are like, hey, where'd you get that? Can I buy that? Can I buy that? Can I buy that? So kind of just took off from there. Went from one printer, started upgrading. We have a small little farm here of printers. Opened this little business, and here we are. I mean, before I was printing, I was buying collections, parting them out, reselling all the kits. That's what I was doing before on eBay. So there's a lot of folks that have been with me since those days. And now
Nice.
that we're here, it's it's a whole different thing to go from reselling kits to now being able to supply the community with parts to customize a lot of those builds. So
That's really cool.
That's how we got here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hey, BG.
Mr. BG in the house.
So I got to ask you,
Hey,
What's up?
so how many printers does it take to run your operation currently?
We are at about 7 printers that run all day, every day. There's a couple of backups in the garage just in case,
Yeah.
something happens. We can swap it up, keep the assembly line going. but that's where we're at right now. 7 printers.
Do you have all the same brand, or do you have a mixture of multiple brands then?
They're all Anycubic with the exception of one, which is my biggest. It's the one that I use the least, but that one's a frozen mega 8K printer.
Okay.
It's really big. Like, it's bigger than I would like it to be, but it's
Nice.
there. All workhorses though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So how many orders do you usually have to put out a week? Do you put out a ton a week, or do your weeks kind of fluctuate as the seasons change?
It keeps him busy, I'll say that. But like with any business, I think there's times when products are in high demand, and there's other weeks where it's a little bit slower. But we stay busy here in the shop, whether it be packing orders, calling the designers, meeting up with them, seeing what else we can do. It's all just pushing everything forward.
Yeah. And then do you even get any time to even sit down and do any building or test out your products? Or
what's funny is that for a lot of folks that are like, I want to get a printer, what do I need to keep in mind? The very first thing I say is be willing to sacrifice bench time.
Yeah,
because over the last couple of years, I went from, and I'm not, the award-winning builder like a lot of the guys that are out there like you guys, but I went from 15 in 1 year to 12 to 2. I think last year I only finished 1, and it was a cartoon kit. But yeah. I have two on the bench that I'm working on when I get a chance, glue a little wire here, detail the seatbelt here. They're moving along slowly but surely.
Yeah, I've been following along on your USAC build. Been following along with videos you've been doing. That's looking good. That's looking really good.
That's my most recent addition to the bench. I'm trying to limit it to 2. That's where I'm at right now. 2 builds.
2 builds at a time.
Got any zombie builds?
This room is full of zombie builds. I'm not going to talk about that, but I've got this is the 1950s panel Chevy. I've been working on this one since November of 23. So it's coming along. We've got the interior pretty much set. We've got
I love the wood grain
there.
Nice.
We've got the woodwork, and then like Mike was saying, we've got the USAC build. We've got the Dart. Right now it's an all white. It's got the first coat of paint, and then we've got the engine that we've been working on. This one's going to be, it's a Hemi 392.
Oh, nice.
That's one of ours right there, printed. So, we're staying busy. We're hoping that we can get something finished. I said this last year, but this year I hope I can finish at least one of these 2 here.
Well, that's awesome. Definitely.
The Dart.
Yeah, the Dart is cool, man. I personally have been following along with you for quite some time. You're a sponsor on my on the Outlaw channel. We definitely appreciate that. But I know Jason and Bruce have been following along for quite some time as well. I know what I was going to ask you. I saw not to shift gears a little bit, but we got a whole bunch of stuff we want to talk about. But I know that I saw BG and he made me think of it. You just got back from a pretty cool model show. Is that right?
We did. You know what? It's only my 3rd show ever attending. My first 2 were here in Phoenix, but this is my first big show. So I was out there with the crew at NNL West. The last one, 40th anniversary, or they say it's the last one, right? We've heard all that.
Yep.
But I bumped into so many people that I didn't know. It's funny, I had a similar conversation with a lot of them. They were like, where's your table? Where are you selling your stuff? I didn't bring anything, man. Where are your builds? I didn't bring any. My intent was to go over there, connect names to faces, thank people in person. So many people that I got to meet. I think mission accomplished. I came back feeling really good. The people I met in person, the motivational builds, the crew I hung out with, got to talk to the vendors. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I plan to.
That is awesome. Yeah. Now, you did do a show earlier this year where you brought product in. It was your first vending show. Is that correct?
That's right. Here at the Desert Scale Classic, it was my first show. Some of the guys here from the club helped me out with, some of the supplies, the stands, the encouragement. Oh man, with a lot of you guys as well out in the community. You're like, yeah, you should vend, you should go, you should set up. We did again. It was a blast, man. I enjoy it. I dragged my wife into that. She was at least counting money for me, so she says it was all right. But yeah, we had fun.
That's good. That's good. Well, I sent you or responded. I saw on your either on your Facebook page or your website where you were saying like if there's shows that you guys would like to see us at next year. I sent you. I responded to that, and I'm going to say it here too. We want to see you at Acme next year or this year.
I know.
That's such a good show.
Yeah, I hear some of it's the best show. Some people say one of the best for sure. So I don't know that this will be the year. I know that there's a list of shows that we want to get to eventually as we continue to grow, as we continue to expand. Even if it's the same as the NNL, I might not show up to, set up a table, but I do want to continue to meet people in person. I will be honest, I had a lot more fun meeting everybody, talking to people, just about everything and anything model car related than I had when I went out, set up as a vendor. It was just fun to talk to folks.
Right, yeah. You get a chance to interact, right? I see. Yeah. I can see that.
Well, and see what people are doing with your products too. So
yeah,
look, it's amazing. It's so humbling to see, to walk the tables and see a lot of our products like that's ours, and see the names of the builders and be like, hey, that name looks familiar. Find them, say hi, thank them, and just talk about, more ideas. I came back with a long list of ideas that people were like, oh, since I got you here, have you ever thought of? I'm like, I hadn't, but here we go.
Yeah, that's the key with like shows and trade shows and stuff like that, is it kind of like recharges the batteries. It really does. It does. The creative juices just start flowing when you get home. So,
and this one being, the first weekend of the year, like I came back, I'm like, let's get these ideas into the printer. So hopefully we can make some of those reality.
So did you have a good Christmas? Good New Year?
Yeah, it was quiet. We usually head back to Texas with the family for Christmas, but this year we still are in the middle of a renovation for the house, so we decided to not travel. It was quiet. It's just me, the wife, and the dog. We enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you guys? Good times during the holidays?
Absolutely. Yeah, we had a good Christmas here. It was good, and same thing with New Year's. It was a lot of fun, and then we had a little private live, me and Bruce and some of the guys, so it was kind of nice to sit and New Year's Eve. I think we were up. Mikey was on too. What were 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that?
Yeah, up late. Yeah.
Oh wow.
3.
Yeah. I was we in the construction business. I've said it before, but I run a bulldozer for a living, and they shut down on the 23rd and didn't open back up to the 2nd. So that gave me plenty of time to sit down. I did some reorganizing, and I got to sit down and work on some stuff. But that's how I was able to stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning, because I didn't have to get up the next morning.
For sure.
Those days of staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning and getting up at 5 and going to work were 20 years ago. That's not happening.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
For sure.
That's awesome. But Bruce, you got any questions for Mr. Iceman? I see the chat's flying by. Somebody said the man, the myth, or Joe said the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Iceman is here. So there, a little pat on the back for you, Joelle.
Hey, hi. Let me just a second to just say hi to everybody that's on live. I'm not watching the chat, so please don't feel I'm ignoring you or anything. I'm available to have a conversation with anybody after the cast. So reach out to me. I'm easy to find. You can find me Iceman Collections just about anywhere. So
yes,
yeah, I'll speak to that. When I first started buying your stuff, and then I reached out to you and whatever, I asked you different questions even before you knew, and you were quick to respond. I always thought that your customer service was on point, and obviously we built a friendship and a working relationship after that, and I've been a proud supporter and been sponsored by you, and I definitely
Thank you, man.
been had really good luck with that and enjoy it and have a lot of fun. And like I said, Jason's been buying that stuff, and Bruce has been buying your stuff along the way. Of course, we have our discount code, so hopefully they've been using that.
People are. Thank you. I thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you, this partnership we've got going on. I appreciate it. Same with Jason and Bruce. Yep. There you go. See? You guys are ready.
Even got my future Mrs. Klein right here too.
See? Nice.
Me too.
See, there you go.
Since we're showing off our Iceman stuff, maybe I'll pull this one up. Bruce, if you don't mind putting me on the big screen, I don't know how well
that's not fair. You painted yours already.
But I've been working on this.
I gotta find you, Mikey.
Here somewhere. There we go. This is the Proline Hemi. Now it's obviously a work in progress. We're not done with it yet, but this one, Joelle was kind enough to blow it up to 1/20th scale for me, because if you guys know, I'm doing the 1/20th AMX for Bruce, or for Jason at Blue Ox. I'm doing his street machine, and mine's a 1/20th scale AMX. So been working on this, and this motor and all that stuff that we get from Iceman is so detailed and such crisp, good parts, awesome stuff. So you guys were showing off yours, so I wanted to show off mine a little bit.
Well, look, listen,
King Bob's got a statement down there.
Need a V12 Camaro stuff.
King Bob's in my head. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But look, you mentioned the detail stuff on these parts. I big shout out to all the designers that I have a partnership with. They are challenging me as month after month with the new designs that they come out. The more details that they add on, the more test prints I have to do to make sure that I can print those details out. So big shout out to all of those guys out there, Maddie, Jason, Tony, now Joelle, so many great designers that we're working with right now. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you that if you did any of your own designing, or if you had exclusive guys or whatever that you used.
Yeah, I mean, 95% of the parts that are available in our shop are through other designers. I've made very little design, simple parts myself. But the majority, and everybody knows it's not a secret. The majority of everything that we have is based on partnerships and deals and contracts that we have with a lot of designers around the world. And these guys are amazing. You can find most of them on Coles 3D for those of you that have printers, CG Trader, things like that. But it's this huge partnership, just a bunch of cogs in this entire machine that keeps it going. So they're amazing to work with. I love them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But the you guys want me to talk about the 112 stuff for the Camaro?
Whatever. Yeah, go ahead. It's all about you, buddy.
I was saving it for later, but I will tell you what I'm working on. Okay, now, if you follow me on social media, you guys know that I made a post about a hood, the rear window covers, and then we've got.
Hang on just a second. Let Bruce. There it is.
There we go.
We've got the BFG on Kragers. Awesome. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks
great.
Good. Yeah.
If you guys check out the pictures on social media, you guys will see how detailed that center cap is. But here's this giant Camaro, right? We're working with Ron Olson. So for those of you guys that know Ron and his designs on the 112 Camaro, we've got grills coming next.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
We'll have 4 different grills. We'll have headlight buckets, I should say. We'll have lenses. We'll have the updated tail lights, and then the reverse lights that also go in the rear bumper. So all that is an exclusive partnership that we've got going with Ron Olson. He's going to allow us to offer those parts. So I hope that kind of gives you guys a teaser on what I'm planning for that kit. I don't know that we'll offer any of these parts forever. These take up a lot of time and a lot of space in the printer, so it does kind of slow me down on everything else that I have. But I personally have a project in mind for that Camaro, so I want to print out some stuff, and as I am able to do that, I'm probably going to put them out in the market. So just slowly but surely we'll get there. But yeah, stay tuned for some of that stuff though.
Well, you guys are getting it out pretty quick, considering that kit's not been released for that long. So even though the hood and the luber stuff and the tires, you got them out pretty quick.
Well, the funny thing is, I had them printed already before I even received the kit.
Oh, okay.
I already have parts in 125th for that 69 Camaro from Revell. So I did experiment. Yeah, I just increased the size. Then when they got here, I test fit everything, and then made the final adjustments to kind of seal that deal. But we're moving. Again, it's one of those things that everything else has to be restocked and kept available, and then as time allows, I'm testing some of this stuff out.
That's awesome.
But we got some stuff coming. Be patient, guys. I'm coming as soon as I can.
Do you do much even 1/16 scale stuff? Do you get any calls for that?
We get requests on other scales all the time, from 1/32 all the way up to 1/8. Initially, when we first started, like the first or second year, we did a few engines in 1/16 for a lot of the die-cast guys. We sold a few, but we found out that the amount of time that it was taking, and this was back then with the technology that was available, right? The amount of time that it took, it was longer than it is now.
Yep.
So we weren't getting the return on investment that we wanted to. So we pulled back and stuck to 1/25th. With all the changes that have happened with technology and here in the shop, we're going to give that a try this year, just a little bit at a time, see how it works out. Exclusive, you guys heard it here first. Nobody knows that. I haven't shared that with anybody. So
yeah,
sweet.
So with that question brings this question, because I'm very avid in RC as well, and I start seeing a lot of these different RC organizations that are trying to get a realistic look back to their crawlers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are buying printers, PLA, filament printers to print parts because they want the detail so bad, because nobody will do 1/10 scale. Has anybody reached out to you about doing anything that big?
Yeah, we've had a few folk RC enthusiasts have reached out, and they'd be, I'll pay just about anything. I want this engine that you have, and I have not accepted a single request. It's a big commitment. It's one of those things where I would have to carve out time into my already business as usual timeline and make it work. And it's a commitment that I'm not ready to take on. Not yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future we can get there though.
You probably need to have a couple printers just designated for that stuff too.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like the grills and the hoods aren't too bad because they're flat, but once we get to the tires and the wheels, I mean, I have maybe 12 sets, and it's taken me about 3 weeks to print just those 12 sets.
Yeah.
But it's I won't ever say never, because it's very amazing that this hobby and this community and the support that I've received has allowed me to offer a lot more than I ever thought I would. So it's been great.
It's a great community. It really is. I mean, I was shocked when I got back into this just about 2 years now. And it was like, wow, there's really something cool going on.
So, it really has changed. Yeah. So, Joelle, is that part of the reason, as a fan and a guy that's been following you for a while, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that's noticed it, you run limited runs. Is that so you can rotate the stock and get new stuff in or get caught at? So tell us why. I guess the question is, tell us why you do the limited run thing. What's the logic behind that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for quite some time I've been doing test print Mondays on my account, right? Everything I test print, I post. I kind of get a gauge on what the interest is on some things. Right. So I do market research, I do surveys, I reach out to friends and whatnot. And it helps me decide whether it is something that we want to carry, going forward, or we do a limited run. We do a lot of limited runs. There's two things that we do limited runs on almost always. custom tires and wheels, right? I'm not talking about like we have a wide selection of our muscle car era tires and wheels. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm making sure that I don't get burned out.
Yeah.
But so these custom wheels, they're, for me, in my opinion, wheels are out there from almost every single person that's selling 3D printed parts. So the market is really saturated, right? So for me to keep inventory on the shelves of all these custom wheels, we haven't seen that to be, and again, this is just for me, right? I haven't seen that to be the best return on investment on time. But when there's a set of wheels that somebody, a designer puts out, or somebody requests, and I know where to get it, and I like it, I'm like, well, I'm already going to print one for me, so maybe I can print a few. And so with wheels, the fourth quarter of last year, I did limited runs of each of these wheels, so 20 sets, and I did one every week. And once they were gone, they were gone. That's kind of the reason I did that on the wheels. The other thing that we do limited runs on is the kits, right? So full kits, we release quite a few every year, but it takes a while to print all this. And so I have all this other stuff that I have to keep in inventory. So instead of, and this may not be the best phrase to use, right? But instead of having a feeling that I'm stuck printing the same full kit over and over and over, we open up sales for 2 weeks, and then as many kits as we sell in 2 weeks, that's how many we do. Once we're done, we're done. We move on to the next kit. Because what I try to do is, a lot of the kits that, as I was saying, a lot of the kits that are out there, files are out there. People are selling them, and that's awesome. We always try to do something a little bit different than what the kit comes with initially, right? We may do custom tires. We may do decals, whatever, just something a little bit different. But all that takes time. And so instead of feeling that we're stuck with, doing the same thing over and over, we like to, we start advertising early on, building the hype. Yeah, those 2 weeks come in, as many as we can get out. That's it. That's how many we do.
I'll never forget when you released the Maverick, not thinking that you were in Arizona. I stayed up till midnight and I'm waiting for it to show up. And I'm like, oh, they're 3 hours behind me. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
I had to stay up till 3 o'clock. I was getting that Maverick. I got 2 of them, but I was getting that no matter what. I wanted to be the first one to make sure I got my order in.
Yeah, the Maverick's a perfect example of something that we did different. It was one of the first 3D printed kits that came with chrome parts. And these were chrome parts from a company that has done Revell chrome in the past. So we had a small tree. I think you got one of those, Mike. It was a small tree. It had the grill. It had both bumpers, and then it had a set of the Krager wheels. Everything was chrome, and this is the kit quality chrome that we included. Those were limited. I think we only did like 20 of those, and then everything else was raw resin. But I will tell you that Maverick kit has been our best seller when it comes to kits ever.
It's a cool kit.
That is a really cool kit. I got one of each because I knew what my plan was in my head. I had a 77 Ford Maverick. So my plan in my head was to use the one with the chrome and I believe it was Krager wheels. Use that because that's what I had. And then the other one that I was going to modify all out and kind of get like street strip type thing. I didn't need the chrome for that. So I got a second one without it. So I had what I had and then what I really wanted when I was a 16-year-old kid, but
yeah. Bruce, I saw you pop up a question from Scale Effect. Do you want to pop that one back up? Yeah, Kevin, do you print with real metal yet? No, these printers that we use here in the shop don't have the capability of printing metal. So we stick with resin. Let's see, what's the average time from concept to stock being available for sale? Curious how long the commercial process takes. I know it takes long for me personally. It really depends on the item, right? Like I was saying before, the designers will say, hey, we've got this new design. Do you want to give it a run? And I'll say, let's do it. Do a test print. Depending on the response that we get during that test print post, that'll help me decide more or less how long it'll take. There have been products that have been released or where I've been able to get the files, let's say on Monday, and by Saturday, they were available. But very few and far that's happened. but they have been, and you know, it doesn't help that I fall in love with some of these designs, and I'm like, I need to have it in my drawer, even if I'm never gonna build it or it's gonna take me forever, but like it needs to be in my stash. So that's kind of you know, it's hard to give you an idea, but for, I would say, an average 2 to 3 weeks from the point that the design is finished to when I get it, test print it, package it, and all that. Studebaker bullet nose, I don't think it's in the works for us. I know there's a couple of resin cast bodies out there that have the bullet nose, but it's a full body. But that's not something, unfortunately, that we can tell you that we have plans for.
A great way, before we forget, and I'm sure you'll mention it again, but a great way to keep up with what's coming from Joelle is to be a part of the newsletter. It's free.
Yep.
You can download it, catch it on an email, and that helps me a lot because I'll check it out, see what's coming, and then be looking for it. Your test print usually, correct me if I'm wrong, Joelle. The newsletter come out, then you'll see the test print, and then you'll get the Saturday drop. That's basically how it works.
That's changed a little bit, Mike, over the last few months. So where we're at right now, where we kind of ended the last quarter, and we'll continue to do that this quarter. The newsletter goes out the first of every month, 10 a.m. Mountain time, right? So without miss, you'll see that newsletter go out if you're signed up. And what we try to do now is we will share with you everything that we released the previous month, right? So there's a short list of everything that we released. And then if we have something big that's upcoming, like let's say a new kit, we'll announce that in the newsletter. But that's the way that we've been doing it now. I mean, if you really want to stay up to date, guys, on what I'm doing, I post at least every other day. Instagram and Facebook are the best places to stay completely updated with what I'm doing here in the shop, because if I get a chance to snap a picture, I will upload it and share with you guys what we're working on.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your social media presence is definitely solid. You got a lot going on there. You stay pretty busy with that, I'm sure. But you got great social media.
My phone tells me to go to sleep. I mean, it says like, get off your phone. I'm like, I'm busy. Yeah, I'm on there quite a bit.
Have you done any full kits for the 132nd, the smaller stuff, or just strictly 125th?
Just 125th. I think with 132nd, we've printed less than 5 parts. I think we used to have a Back to the Future figure set. I printed a few of those. And I think there was a couple of engines that a close friend was like, can you set me up with this? But nothing that we've offered, you know, for long. Do we print wire wheels? If you're talking about lowrider wire wheels, we don't do that. We would encourage you to visit lowridermodelcarparts.com. Gavin deals with that. That's his shop. Some of the best wheels that I've seen are available from him, but no wire wheels at all.
Pegasus sells those too, don't they?
Pegasus does sell those too. And from what I've heard from the guys that build lowrider cars, like that are really into it, the Pegasus wheels seem to feel more like 15s and 16s instead of the common 13s or 14s that you see on. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I love that newsletter. Go ahead, Jason.
So I got a question for you then. What is your number one call that, say, a customer has a question? What would that be?
That they ask me about our products?
Yeah.
I think it's what glue do you recommend
Yeah.
for your parts? Yeah, which is, you know, any super glue is going to work, as you all know. We recommend, our go-to is the Bob Smith, the BSI. That's our go-to. Any of the thicknesses will work. We've got thin, medium, thick, and then we've got the Gold Plus. We carry all 4 of those. Bob Smith was awesome to accept us as a distributor, so our logo is on the bottles as well.
That's awesome.
If it's something that we like, you know, here in the shop as builders, if it's something that we use, we try to carry it in the shop if it goes with, you know, the 3D printing parts that we offer. So a lot of people don't know. So I will share that we have a supply section in the shop. We've got glue, we've got paint, we've got blades, we've got hobby knives in case you're brand new to the hobby or you don't have enough hobby knives. We have that. We have sanding sticks, we have sanding pads, we have drill bits. It's enough to get you started or to get you to refill your supplies as you're running out. So
yeah.
And
One thing that's cool with your site too is how the window pops up with somebody just ordered this and this guy just ordered that. You're like, wait a minute, there's one of those on here, and then you're like trying to find it so you can put it in your cart. So.
Yeah, I've heard that people like that. So we tested it out 1 month, and people were like, "I love that banner that pops out." I'm like, "Stay."
That is cool.
Yeah. It's cool.
But over the last few months, you've also picked up another product line that you've been selling. ProTech, yes.
ProTech, yeah. Yeah, Charlie from ProTech reached out, and he, last year he was all like, "Hey, I wonder if you'd like to carry some of our parts." And we looked at his catalog, and we were like, "We're gonna carry just about everything you have that doesn't overlap," because Charlie does some 3D printing stuff as well. Really cool parts, by the way. So yeah, we have ProTech parts, all the wires, pre-wired distributors, braided lines, rubber lines, everything. The really cool thing that I like about his parts, and I always tell this to people that are looking for, detailing, wiring, and whatnot, it takes all the math and all the guesswork out of it. You can almost quote me on social media, that line right there. That's what I post. ProTech parts takes all the math and all the guessing out of it because everything fits together the way that it's supposed to, and it's accurate. A lot of the master builders that I know, they use those parts. So we have them here in the shop. I do carry two of his 3D printed items, and it's the 45-degree and 90-degree boots for the spark plug wires. I do carry those. Yeah, I told him that I wouldn't be printing those on my own, even if they're easy to find, easy to make. I was like, I love your product. I'm going to support you. I'm not going to step on your toes on this one, So they're there. They're popular. People love them. I tried them out. They're awesome. Really good.
That's neat.
I think the two brand recognitions working together is awesome because you're bringing people to him, and he's got his following that's coming to you. So that stuff is really good stuff. Been buying ProTech and some other guys out there for a while, but I believe I don't know for sure, and maybe you can tell me, Joelle, but I believe Charlie's from Florida. Is that right?
He is from Florida. That's right.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so.
Shout out to Charlie out in Florida.
Shout out to Charlie.
If he watches this, yeah.
So
you know
Floridian.
What? If you're looking for again, back to the 112 Camaro, if you're looking for big scale detail parts, he has a line of big scale detailing parts also. We don't carry those because again, it doesn't go with our catalog, but he's got stuff out there as well.
I mean, all you really need now for a one-stop shop is a paint line.
Actually, no, just kidding. I've been dabbling in that. I've splash paints. I love the BG has used those spark plugs as a matter of fact. So
I've got
I know that they're legit.
Over there,
yeah. We work with splash paints to offer a few of his paints, right? So when he first introduced his engine colors, I was one of the first ones to carry those. The blocks that he has as samples on his side, we set him up with those so that everybody could see what they look like painted. So we've got a few of those. We're running pretty low on that, as a matter of fact, but we've got his clears, both the matte and the 2K clear. Awesome stuff. And then my favorite product of his that he offers is the rubber black, because we've painted so many tires that we print. A lot of people are like, print it in gray, we don't like them. Why don't you print them in black? But there's paint. And so we're able to offer this rubber black paint that looks amazing on these tires. We're big fans of that. And then the other brand that we have, and Mike, I don't know if you have tried it, or a lot of you guys out there have tried it. It's called Hyperchrome, I believe. And this is from the Scale Modeling supply shop out in Australia.
No, I haven't tried them. I've heard of Outlaw paints that are from Australia, but I haven't tried those either. But No, I know that, or at least the scuttlebutt is what used to be Alclad is now
Yep.
owned by MIG and is called A Stand. I have
Mm-hmm.
bought some of their black chrome and had I've laid it down the same way I did the Alclad stuff, and I had different results, but I think it was more me than the product. I think the
Mm-hmm.
product was very, very close to what the Alclad was. It's just in a different bottle. But no, I hadn't tried the one from Australia. That's one to look into. I looked into that mirror chrome at $50 for 2 ounces of it. That stuff's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, we were and we still are. We still have quite a few bottles of the Alkalat stuff. When this hyperchrome came out, we said, we're gonna
I've
give it a
seen.
shot,
I've
and
seen.
it laid down very well for us. But to your point, Mike, sometimes it is, whether it be user error or user luck, I don't know what it is, but we laid this stuff down so easily, and we were like, we're gonna shift from using Alkalat to using hyperchrome, and so we use that on our 3D printed parts, and we were like, we like it, so it goes well. Let's bring it in. So every few
Right.
months we get, a drop from all the way out there.
I'm gonna have to try some of that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say the next order that comes through your computer, it'll probably be from me getting some of that because I've tried a little bit of everybody's.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows I'm a scale finishes guy. I love scale finishes stuff, but the metallizers that he has, he's got good stuff and good metallizers, but it's hard to beat these guys that are focusing on the chromes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I'm open to trying new stuff. And I have seen that SMS bottle before. I just had never tried it, so I
Yeah.
got to give that stuff a try.
So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's a lacquer base.
It is a lacquer base. Yeah, it is a lacquer base. I will say that there's been some confusion on what the base is, but I did reach out, and they did clear it up for me. I mean, I recommend it. I like it. Again, like I said, I'm not the best builder, but I got that stuff to look really good. On our site, on the listing, there's some customer photos on there of people that have used it. I mean, it looks great. And I know what everybody wants to know. Can you rub it? Don't rub it. Don't rub anything. Chrome. Look, my thoughts on Chrome is the way that we did it when we used it is we, chromed our parts. We let them sit there. We don't touch them again until we're going to assemble them. We do it with gloves. We do it with tweezers. We touch where you're not going to see it. And that's where it's done. It's done. I don't do a rub test because I can't remember the last time I rubbed any of my model cars after I finished them. So I just leave them alone. Yeah. And this is for airbrush. It is ready to spray. But if you don't have an airbrush, like you guys were saying, that Rebel Chrome has amazing finish, but it is it's a little more expensive than exactly.
So can you clear over that chrome there, that SMS? Will it dull it?
The supplier recommends an acrylic coat.
Okay.
I recommend that you don't coat it.
Okay.
That's based on my experience with it. I feel the same way about Alcalad. They have their own aqua gloss.
Yep.
I don't normally clear any of the chrome that I do.
Yeah. It seems like the chrome paint seems to absorb the clears and then it kind of gets foggy or whatever. So
yeah,
that's cool. I'm gonna order some of that from your site because I want to try that. So
yeah, if you guys want to just test it out, one of you reach back out to me after, and then I'll send you samples. I'll split a bottle into 3. I'll send you guys samples so you guys can try it out before you guys pay for a full bottle. If you like it, you buy more. If not, no harm done.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll check it out for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Want to do a quick shout out to my buddy Justin Ryan's in the house. Thank you for showing up, Justin.
Justin Ryan.
If you don't know Justin, he's from the Model Insanity
Boy.
podcast. Our good friends from over there. We hang out with those guys in the Discord. Good to see you, Justin. Good to see you, Pappy. I see you in there. Everybody in chat, thank you guys. We definitely appreciate y'all showing up.
Pappy's in there. Hey, Pappy.
Yep, Pappy's in there.
Yep, Pappy's in there.
Joelle, we're getting on course towards our hour. So here in the last few minutes, we like to take some time and let you shout out, talking about what maybe you got coming up, or I think we kind of dabbled with that with the 12 scale a little bit. But if you want to recap what you got coming out, where they can reach you, what you got available.
Yeah, definitely, man. That hour went by so fast. But look, guys,
you guys so fast.
Yeah, like I said, Iceman Collections. You can find me on Instagram under that handle. On Facebook, I have my own page under that handle. You'll see me commenting under Joelle Mendoza, but it does, my little logo still says Iceman Collections. You can find me there. If you're on TikTok, you can find me on Iceman Collections, but I don't post on there that much. Ultimately, I would recommend that you visit us and check out our full catalog at icemancollections.com. Easy to find. We're on eBay also. If you're like, "Mo, I like eBay. I like to pay a little bit more on shipping and taxes." Go to eBay if you want. Iceman Collections is the name of the store. But look, you're gonna get on our site, you're gonna get exclusive access to our entire catalog. eBay doesn't have our entire catalog. Anything that we release first goes through our site. We have the newsletter, like Mike was mentioning. We have a program called Iceman Rewards. This one has been around for a while. You get points for every dollar you spend. You save them up and you earn additional discounts in addition to all the other discounts that are out there. So that's there. I'm working on revamping it so that you can earn more points for your dollar. Stay tuned for that. That's coming around. What else? I told you about the new products here that I've got for the 112 Camaro. We recently released a Ford for you Ford fans. We heard you. You were like, what about Ford? All you do is Chevy. Ford 7.3 Godzilla engine. That one is out already. We've got a supercharged version coming up, hopefully within the next 4 to 6 weeks. So be on the lookout for that. What else? I don't know.
Something that really got my attention that you rolled out, I think, the beginning of last year. The show your model. What do you call, where you can send pictures of how you used your parts on the website, and they post them up.
Customer gallery.
Customer gallery. Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for mentioning. That's another one. Yeah, that's another program we have. That one's also going to be revamped. We're going to change the name of it. But right now, if you go to, I just got to get the information up on the website, but if you go to our website, you'll see a customer gallery. A lot of the guys have submitted photos and description of what they've built using our parts. If you get selected, you know, I can tell you there's a long line, but if you get selected, we put you up on there, a couple of photos that you send. We send you out a gift card to thank you, you know, so that you can spend a little bit more on your next build. This coming year, we're going to be changing that to a program. See if I got the decals here. So this year, we're going to be changing that up a little bit. Not too long ago, I reached out to the model car community on social media, and I was like, does anybody want to build this frame for us? Be on the lookout for an upcoming magazine review actually on that. But this new program is going to be called Builders Got Talent.
Cool.
Cool.
And what we're going to do is not only are we going to continue to take the builds that all of you guys are doing and your amazing support, thank you, that you're sending in, but we're also going to be, from time to time, we're going to put it out there on social media and ask if people are interested in building some of the stuff that we have. We'll send it out to you. We'll pay for shipping. You paint it, detail it as much as you want. You send it back to us so that we can do the whole photo shoot. You get one of these little nifty stickers. You'll be the only ones that have these if you get selected. And then we'll use your detailed build and the pictures to put it on the website. Show it off to everybody that's on there. And then we'll send it right back to you.
Well, I'm sure I can speak for both Bruce and Jason when I say you can just put our names on the wish list every time you do one. We'd love to have it. Yep.
I will get you guys on that list for sure once we get started.
Rob Ribb is in the chat, everybody.
Yeah.
Riv is in here?
Yeah,
Oh
Riv is
my
there.
God. That guy, not that guy.
I didn't say it. Sorry, Rob.
That's awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
So I think that's
give you a
all
hard
the
time, Riv. Welcome to the show, man. Glad you could make it.
Oh, I
got in here a little bit late, but hey, better late than never, isn't that what they always say?
Yep. That's what
now,
I
do got a funny Iceman story that I'd like to share with you guys.
Yeah,
I went to Acme this year, and of course, Oh, we did the live from Acme. You guys remember that? Of course, I had to put on my Iceman T-shirt because Scale Mall Outlaw is sponsored by Iceman, so I had to wear my Iceman T-shirt. And I was sitting there, and this guy, it happened a couple of times, but this one guy come over and he sat in the chair next to me, and he's looking at me. I don't know him, but just whatever, talking back and forth. Are you Iceman? I'm like, nope. I wish I was, but nope. I'm just that outlaw guy. It was pretty funny. Like, is that the
is funny.
Iceman? No, that's not the Iceman.
I remember you telling me, but hey, thanks for representing the brand, man. I
Absolutely,
appreciate
man.
it so much.
Well, again, we appreciate the support and what you bring to the hobby and the support that you give everybody. That Builder's Corner and all that. That's awesome. I brought that up on purpose because that was the first website outside of any of my personal stuff that I had a car or any of my builds shown on. My '54 Hudson with your V10 in it was on there, and that was the first time I could go to somebody else's website and see my model. So I know that means a lot to people, and it meant a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to everybody else that was able to get in on that. So next year it'll be even what you're rolling out now sounds like it's going to be even bigger and better, which is awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I will renew the post on both Instagram and Facebook. So for those of you that may have missed the post, I'll pin it at the top. Also, it's kind of a lengthy description on the requirements to make sure that we get you in there with something that works for us. But look, we're not judging anything. It's not a contest. So submit. If you've built something that has our parts, submit it. If you're proud of it, we'll be proud of it with you. We'll put it up there. We'll give it a spotlight. There's no first, second, or third places. This one's better than that one. That's not the way that I like to do things. I like to be as fair as possible. So just send those pictures in. It does take a little while to get on there because we only do 1 a week or 4 per month, depending on how busy we are. So be patient. If you send us an email, we got it. Just let us get through all these. Trust me that we'll probably won't even get through the full list by the time the year's over. So if I can find time to double up on all that, I will. But for now, I'm going to share the information on social media again this week. Send them in, guys. We'll put them up there for you.
Sounds good. That's awesome.
I just checked the stats, and we got 97 viewers.
Nice.
On this show.
Nice. Which makes it that would make it our biggest one so far, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Thank you,
Joelle.
Good job, guys. Good job,
guys.
guys.
Thank you, everybody, for showing
now this
up,
is
man.
you,
That's
guys.
awesome. You guys are awesome. Rocking it out.
So,
but
before we end this, should we touch on your part of the new model magazine? Correct.
That was.
I don't know if part of it is the way to phrase it. I'm a big supporter of Scott and Nani and what they're doing with the magazine. I had actually hung out with them at NNL West. I was at their table helping them out sell their merch. It's their magazine. They have their writers and stuff like that. I help them by running the Facebook group on Facebook, duh. And so that's Auto Modeler Magazine Official is the name of the group. I invite you to be on there. I'll also post another link on my accounts to make sure that you're able to get directly into it. It's Facebook, guys. Answer those 3 easy questions, agree to the rules, and we'll get you in. Yeah. So, Scott and Nani started this magazine not too long ago, and we're distributors. We're in contact with Scott often just to kind of toss ideas back and forth. But to say that we're a part of it, not really. It's them. They're doing an amazing job. The guys writing are doing an amazing job. I've become really good friends with both of them. So I definitely will not take any credit for what they're doing. I'm a huge fan of what they're doing, and I will continue to support them and push them. But it's been really cool to see what they've put together and how they've grown so quickly in these last 6 months. So keep supporting, keep looking at everything they've got going on, because they're making a difference, I think, in the hobby.
Heather's on here too.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and stay tuned in to the AMC, because we are going to have the second Thursday of February. We're going to have Scott on the show. We're excited about having him. I know you talked to him about it while you were at the show. You told me via text that he was excited about being on. We're certainly excited about having him. But what a great show tonight, Joelle. Again, thank you very much for coming on with us. We definitely appreciate you for what you do in the hobby and coming out and telling us a little bit more about yourself. I told you in the before we went live that I think a lot of people got the misconception that you were some big corporation. It's good to have put a face to the name and realize, hey, you're a guy that goes to work for 40 hours a week and it loves the hobby enough to come home and take time to put out these awesome products for us. So we definitely appreciate you and what you do for the hobby that we all love and enjoy.
Thank you. No, thank you guys. I just want to take a minute to thank, all the supporters. And I've always said this, whether you're shopping on our site, that's awesome. That's amazing. Whether you're sending ideas, liking our posts, having these side conversations about, model car related stuff and non-model car related stuff, all the support that you guys have shown us, we're so thankful because it's just like you guys, it's the viewers, it's the supporters that really push us to where we're at. And I continue to be challenged by the ideas, like I said, and I'm thankful for everyone that just passes through even. So thank you guys. Continue to do that. I'm here to support you guys however I can from my end. So feel free to reach out any which way, man.
Justin, he doesn't need to be doing armor and military stuff. He's got the figures for you guys. Let him work. You guys stick to the figures. We don't want you guys on that armor and aircraft side stealing them away from us. We want him to stay right here in the automotive side.
Right where he's at.
Exactly right. All right, I guess we're going to call it a show, guys. We're right here a little bit over an hour, and I know Joelle's busy. He's got to get back to printing that stuff out, boxing it up, and getting it out to everybody, so we won't hold him up any longer. Jason, you want to start with a sign-off, or Bruce? Who wants to go first this time?
I'll go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for supporting all of our channels. And I'm Jason Klein from KRD, Klein Race Car Designs, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it away, Mikey.
All right, this is Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw. We definitely appreciate you guys showing up today. Again, thank you, Joelle, for coming on with us. 90 some odd, Bruce, is that what you said? 90 some odd?
97.
Viewer, thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody. It takes time to come in and join us. What a great time. We appreciate it. And now, last but not least, the myth, the man, the legend, Bruce, the awesome producer.
I'm Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic World, and I want to thank each and every one that has been in the chat, kind of watched the show, all the viewers, and Joelle for showing up and give us a great show. Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Joelle.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank everybody, man.
Joelle, God bless everybody.
When we go off the air, don't hang up. We'll get to do a little backstage stuff. All right, guys.
So bye, everybody.
Be good.
Bye,
Be
everyone.
good at it. Keep on modeling.
Red button push.